Oh, do you mind?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay, great.
And that's what I look at. What service can I render unto the Lord? Because basically, it's twisted because we've gotten off track on our theology, and people come looking for the wrong thing, you know, and they don't want to submit. They don't want to live the life that Christ has told us to live, but they want to live any type of way, but yet and still say, I'm a Christian.
In name only,
In name
right?
only.
Just the Pharisees.
Yes. Jesus said, Jesus told the disciples, he said, you do what they tell you, but don't do what they do.
That's right.
They live one way, but they say one thing, but they live another way. And that's the problem with a lot of people today. And truly, to me, if true Christians would really embrace the Word of God, a lot of this mess that's going on, it would not be. But you find a lot of people that they want to they want they want to have the best of both worlds. They want to live. They want to be a Christian, but they want to live in the world
Oh,
also.
you cannot serve God and mammon,
That's true.
right?
That's true. That is
It's
so true. He said, you love the one and hate the other. So
yeah, yeah,
we have to make up our mind which one. He said, like what did Joshua say? Choose you this day which one you're going to serve, and that's what it all boils down to.
right,
And it has to be a commitment.
right.
It's not just when I feel like it, but it's a commitment.
Yeah, yeah.
Every day it's a commitment because there's some things that some days I don't feel like being a Christian, but I know that's what I've been called to be. It's my life, so therefore I take the good with the bad.
And if you think about it, if you think about how you used to be
Mm-hmm.
before one became a Christian,
Mm-hmm.
you would think that I don't want that life. It's empty.
It's empty. It's
I
empty.
became a Christian when I was 20.
Mm-hmm.
From age 1 to 20, basically, I've wasted my life.
Wasted, wasted, precious years that we can't get back.
That's right. So once you become a Christian, you don't want to fool around.
No,
You want to
no,
live serious.
no.
And it's Jesus said, "I came that you may have life and have it abundantly."
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
I'm really interested in this because that's how basically drove me to the gospel
Mm-hmm.
because I was so empty.
Mm-hmm.
I did many things, but I didn't feel satisfied in my life.
Right. And that's the thing about it is everything of the world is emptiness. It has a great attraction. It looks good, feels good, but when it all boils down to it, there's no depth to it. It's empty.
Right.
It's just like
Yeah.
talking about the parable of the sower. You know, it talked about in Palestine there's some ground, and it has a little under the bottom. There's platelets. On the top, there's very little soil. So when the seed is sown, it grows up very fast. It germinates and grows up very fast, but it soon withers away because there's no roots. And that's the way it is with a lot of people today that say they're Christians because basically they have a good start. You hear them, they sound good, but when it all comes down to it, when trials and tribulations come, what happens? They fall by the wayside
Yeah.
because they're not applying themselves to the Word of God. They
Right.
heard it, it sounds good,
That's right.
but you don't apply
Jesus,
yourself.
Jesus talked about a foolish man and a wise man.
Yes.
A wise man built his house on a rock.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Foolish man built his house on mud or
Mm-hmm. Saying.
something. Sand, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we could see this in life. Like for example, if you are always you live for money
Mm-hmm.
and you accumulate a lot of wealth, but as you can see, I'm a Christian, but I'm also awake,
Mm-hmm.
which means that we know, especially in the past 3 years of what's happening with COVID,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just a natural thing. It's something man-made and it's diabolical,
That's true.
and it's part of their plan, the elite plan, to basically take over the world,
Mm-hmm.
to make a new world order.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And one of the things they're going after, it's basically your money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if when come the day when they implement the digital control, digital ID, and central bank digital currency, everyone's there will be no more cash, and everyone will have their ID and so on, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all your transactions is based on how you perform in society. If you do well, you do what the government likes, then you might be able to buy these things. If you do not, you might try to go into a store and you say, hey, I can't get my funds, right? Now, at that time, if you're not, or you pretend to be a Christian, but you chase out to the world, your entire world is gone.
It's gone. It's gone. It's gone.
Everything that you live for, everything you put your hope on is gone
Mm-hmm.
because of this.
That's true.
Now you can't, you don't have any more money, or you have to submit and comply to what the government wants or
That's true.
what the new order wants.
That's true.
So I'm just making an example of
That's true.
how your life can fall apart if you do not build your house on a rock,
On the rock.
on the rock,
Yeah.
which is Christ.
Yeah. And two, when you really just look at it, the rock is solid. Sand is shifting, and the sand is the way of the world. And so many people today build their life on sand, but they expect it to last. And because one of the things that I look at, I've always looked at, man has the power with a pen to take away everything that you own. If you get enough people together to think the same way, they'll take away everything you own. One of the things that I have assurance in my Father, he said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And I promise you that I will give you food and raiment for the day. That's a promise from God. So I'm not worried about the laws that they pass. I'm not worried about that. But what they don't see is there's one that sits higher than them, that has, basically, he's sovereign over all things. Don't care how many laws they pass or who passes them. He's over that. Nothing can happen unless God allows it. It has to come through him first.
Right.
Hmm.
And even in Job, that Satan cannot
That's
act
true. That's true.
unless God permitted.
That's true. He's under God's
Right, that's right.
thumb.
So we need not fear.
We need not fear. He has it. He has us. God is in control of everything. And he said, I won't put any more on you than you can bear. So whatever he allows us to go through, when say, for instance, we go through trials,